Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber yet, please consider clicking the subscribe button below. Please enable notifications. I would greatly appreciate that. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. Let's just jump right in. On your screen, you'll see a tweet from Lan Mui, who works with CNBC, and she's quoting Janet Yellen, the incoming Treasury Secretary's statement that was released, and she's actually going to be making that statement during her confirmation hearing tomorrow in the United States Senate, which is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. East Coast time. So here's a quote from the incoming Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen. There she is. Hello, Miss Yellen, and she's going to be replacing the outgoing U.S. Treasury Secretary, Steven Mnuchin. Goodbye, Mnuchin. It was nice knowing you. So what we have right now is a comment from Janet Yellen, and she says, without further action, we risk a longer, more painful recession now and long-term scarring of the economy later. And this is what Janet Yellen had to say about the $1.9 trillion package. She said, neither the president elect nor I propose this relief package without an appreciation for the country's debt burden. Remember, we are well over $25 trillion in debt right now. But, she writes, but right now, with interest rates at historic lows, the smartest thing we can do is to act big. In other words, she's saying we need to do big spending, we need to do big stimulus to be able to crawl our way out of this hole. And she said there would be a dual mission at the Treasury. She said we have to rebuild our economy so it creates more prosperity for more people and ensures that American workers can compete in an increasingly competitive global economy. Now let's, this all sounds super encouraging. Let's take a look at this article on your screen, and this article was published by Bloomberg, and the headline of the article reads, Yellen to enter firing line on Biden aid as recovery fades. Things are not looking very good in the economy because the pandemic is surging across the country. The vaccine distribution definitely has not gone as planned because there's a lot to be done, to put it mildly. And Biden's treasury pick has a Senate confirmation hearing tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. And she says it's time to act big on stimulus with rates low. There's definitely a lot of work that needs to be done. Let's take a look at this chart on your screen, which is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and this was provided by Bloomberg. Millions and millions of individuals have been fired. Let's take a look at that red portion on the left side of the chart. This, by the way, was the 2008-2009 recession, which was horrific, and then it took us a while to recover from that. In fact, if you look at that black line, you can see that the unemployment rate went all the way down. The number of unemployment individuals went all the way down, and the job market, which we're in right now, so years of progress, almost a decade, almost 10 years of progress just wiped out like that because of COVID. Because you'll see that what happened with the pandemic, and now I'm referring to that red line on the right side of your screen, you'll see that there was a surge in unemployment. Things are starting to get better. But if you look at where we are now where we were slightly better than the end of the recession in 2008 and 9. In other words, it's going to take several years for us to get back to where we were pre-pandemic. Now, a lot remains to be seen in terms of how Janet Yellen is going to position herself. Here's a quote from Tony Farrow, who worked at the Treasury and White House during the George W. Bush administration. We don't know what kind of salesperson she's going to be in a political context. She's never had to do that before. She will need to figure out the best way to win support for the administration's policies. Now, according to a text of her prepared remarks, Janet Yellen is expected to say this: well before COVID-19 infected a single American, we were living in a K-shaped economy, one where wealth built on wealth while working families fell further and further behind. And this is part of her prepared remarks that she's going to make on the floor of the Senate tomorrow. Now, traditionally, under a Democratic administration, there's more regulation, there's more taxes. So we'll have to wait and see what Janet Yellen's preferences are there. The Treasury Secretary usually has a very prominent role in setting financial regulation and tax policy, although there are many officials involved. So let's see how that lines up with the rest of the agenda items in the Biden administration. Now, keep in mind the Biden administration is expected to increase regulation on banks, is expected to probably require banks to have more reserves, is also expected to increase taxes, and all of these things will have an impact on the strength or the weakness of the dollar. According to Bloomberg, Yellen in her testimony will affirm the US's commitment to market-determined exchange rates and make clear that the country does not seek a weaker dollar for competitive advantage. Keep in mind, if the dollar is weaker, that allows us to make more money by exporting things out of the country. That allows the US to sell more stuff for the rest of the world, because then it becomes cheaper for the rest of the world to buy. So that is a pretty interesting calculation. A lot of economies actually proactively weaken their currency, like China, so that it becomes much cheaper to do business with them. The strength and the weakness of the dollar is indeed a double-edged sword. I have done detailed videos on why I believe the dollar will continue to remain the dominant currency, which in and of itself is a double-edged sword. But we'll have to wait and see what Janet Yellen's thoughts are there. The Wall Street Journal reported on Sunday that again that Janet Yellen would encourage the market to decide the strength or the weakness of the dollar. And we haven't heard official comments from members in the Biden transition team. So this is going to be a very key figure, folks, Janet Yellen, in the future of the country, in the future of the economy, because the decisions that the US Treasury Secretary makes impact all of us by extension. Remember, the US Treasury is a spender. The Federal Reserve is a lender. So the Federal Reserve, led by Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, decides about interest rates, but the US Treasury Secretary decides how that money gets distributed, how that money essentially makes its way through the economy. And by the way, this has implications not just for the United States economy, but for the rest of the world. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. You'll find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. Oh, and folks, there's one more factor. There are many, many, many Republicans and conservative Democrats, like Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, the Democrat from West Virginia, who are concerned about additional borrowing, about radical spending of money that we don't have because the country is already in debt. So one of the concerns that Janet Yellen will have to assuage, will have to try and help people calm down, specifically the Republican senators, will have to help them with, is essentially convincing them that she's not a radical spender, because that is not something that Republican senators can get behind. She is respected. Janet Yellen is highly respected by lawmakers on both sides, by Republicans as well as Democrats. And that is a good thing, because at the end of the day, the nomination of the US Treasury Secretary is a very, very, very important thing for the economic future of our country. The nomination of the US Treasury Secretary should not be about the red or the blue. It should be about the red, white, and blue. It shouldn't be about whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. It should be about what's best for us as Americans. And Yellen will make a case for future borrowing. And according to Julia Coronado, who's a former Fed economist and president of Macro Policy Perspectives, she'll be there to assuage worries that we are going in a radical direction, because that is the one thing that Republican senators go like, no, I'm not gonna vote for your confirmation in the Biden administration, in the cabinet, if you're just going to spend money that we don't have, because that is a big concern of many Republican senators, and for that matter, a majority of the Republican caucus. So we'll see what happens. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. You'll get a link to our resources in the description section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I want you to know I really appreciate you. This right here is a little bit of information about me. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. I invite you to join our community. We have two membership levels. We have the gold tier and the elite tier. So simply go to the homepage of our channel, click on join, and you'll learn more about the benefits of our community. Remember, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. If you want to get on our SMS list, get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000, and you'll get added to our SMS alerts list going forward. You'll get important information, important news, and breaking news alerts about what's going on in the country right now. You can also get on our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and then you can get added to our email list going forward. You can opt out of the SMS list or the email list at any point in time going forward. You can also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. So make sure you follow us on Instagram. You can also follow us on Twitter. You'll learn more about what I'm reading. You'll be able to interact with me. I retweet in real time. You'll be able to see all the news that I'm following on Twitter. In fact, here's a quick look at my Twitter feed. You can see that our Twitter community is growing very rapidly, and I invite you to join our community on Twitter. Also, keep in mind that YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. And then you can visit the homepage of our channel, and then you can check out our videos at any point in time that you want. Now, remember, one of the most valuable aspects of the channel is our community. I invite you to join our community. I invite you to comment below and engage with other members of our community. Remember, for us on this channel. It's not about the red or the blue. It's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm American. I'll call things out as I see them, and I'll talk about the truth wherever the truth might lead us. As always, you'll get a link to all of our resources in the description section below. So definitely check out our resource section. Please share this video with 2 friends or family members. That's just 2 friends or family members. That tells a YouTube algorithm that you did find the video content helpful. And also, please gently ignite the like button. Please smash that like button, but don't do it so hard that you go and and that's too many cracks. Let's clean out the first one and the second one and the third one. I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to have, I want you to have a clear screen so you can watch our videos. I want it to be raining money. I want it to be raining money. I want you to be happy. I want there to be a confetti like atmosphere. I want us to be in dance mode. I want us to be in party mode. I want to be able to bring a smile to your face. That is the goal of Ignition Time. Please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. Thank you so much for watching. And also, don't forget to join our community. You can join the gold tier or the elite tier. Simply go to the home page of our channel and click on the join button, and you'll learn more about our community. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time.